Let's see. All speaking of falling apart, I played Crimson Desert.
Yes. Yes.
Crimson Desert is a game that for all of its pre-release was like, is this game even real?
Okay. So I know about Crimson Desert because I know about Black Desert, and I checked out that character creator, and I was like,
they're kind of related, but not really.
And I was like, this is the best character creator I've ever seen. And then I saw the fact that you could actually hit stop and combo things, and I was like, that's really good for an MMO. And then I found out about the grind and the other things in the game that were basically just like, yeah, this is almost like one of those MMOs that kind of baits you with, you know, an initial first look that seems way more it seems more impressive than when you watch like some FF14 or some World of Warcraft mechanically. Absolutely. But then there's a bunch of grindy money grubbing shit behind that sucks. Still incredible character creator regardless. For that was very cool. Always kind of struck me as a very pretty but kind of obscure, not obscure, but like a little bit not really well known thing. Surprised that Crimson Desert is now like such a focal discussion point. And I'm kind of wondering what allowed that to happen, given that Black Desert was like,
it's the trailers. So they're putting out trailers like 6 months or every year, and it showed really well. Like it was enormous. It had good graphics. It had, every time they showed it off, they would have like a bunch of new features that they'd be showing off. It showed extremely well.
Okay.
But it also showed like too well, like it looked fake. Like it looked like the kind of feeling that we had looking at like Pal World kind of thing.
Well, I mean, same thing with their previous game.
This isn't really going to come out like this.
But like Pearl Abyss just never, like, they were lower profile than this, so I'm just surprised that word of mouth and pre-release hype led to such a thing.
It just showed super well.
Everyone's talking about it now,
And early reviews came out that said that the story is terrible and that the controls are god awful, but the game has a million fucking things to do. Like a million different mechanics. Like, for example, I ran into puzzle solving, animal taming, archery competition, cooking system, learning system, mining, wood keeping, a fully fledged, like extremely large combat system. It really does feel like an MMO that got turned into a single player game via like a wish. Right? Like just like, make it a single player game. Like make a RuneScape with a good combat system and make it single player.
What does learning system mean?
Oh, so Cliff for some reason doesn't know what anything is. Like he was literally born yesterday. So when you pick up an item, it'll go learning and it'll be like, I've learned that this is a rock. Or I've learned that this is a fish.
Okay.
I've learned that this guy is named Jim. It's fucking very strange. So
completing a codex, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a codex of like 3,000-4,000 items. Because it's literally every single concept, person, item in the game.
Gotcha.
So you load it up and it's initially pretty promising. It looks very good. And then you go to move Cliff with your main character, and he controls very bad. He controls with about the level of weight as like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like I tried to do the spin the guy in a little circle thing, and I couldn't get him to turn in a circle. Like spinning the stick only made him go back and forth.
Oh wow, okay, like clunk.
Yeah. Now I am talking about this as of the day that I played it, which was the first day. Apparently it has already been patched to fix some of these complaints, but I haven't touched it since. So take my words with a grain of salt.
Patched to make it so that his movement is
better.
Okay.
Yeah. As I go through this, I will look down at chat and they will inform me if the complaint I'm talking about has been fixed. Following that is an absolute god awful sequence of story events that actually don't make any sense at all. your boys in the Gray Mains are all talking. They're like a Viking kind of bunch of dudes, and they're all talking about, this sucks. What are we gonna do? Someone runs in and says, "Oh my God!" I think it's Jan got killed. And you know how when important character names have like an underline on them in some games? I don't know who that is, but they're dead now. And then there's a massive fight, and the beginning tutorial fight is like pretty solid. Like you have a lot of buttons. The buttons are splayed around your controller in a very strange way. Like you have R1 and RT for attack, but you also have triangle for attack.
Okay.
On top of that,
it looks like an improved Black Desert combat system. Like,
yeah. And then you die. You fucking die like horribly. Like you're stabbed a bunch and your throat is slit. And then you wake up in like the Sky Islands from Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes, right. The where you can toss bunnies.
You do some light platforming there, and then you pass out and wake up out in the world, and a guy's talking to you, and you just don't bring up. Cliff doesn't say anything or mention that he was dead at all in any way at all. And then you go into town, and then the quest log just tells you to talk to people and do 5 random things for no reason.
Okay.
And some of these people are magic.
Okay. All right.
And then you go back to the Sky Island.
Yep.
And they tell you the world is at stake and give you a power, and Cliff doesn't say anything.
Are you holding a shield and a sword?
Yeah,
are you stabbing
really
things?
Strange,
then shut the fuck up and just sword and board.
It feels like people are talking to Cliff like Cliff is going to respond to them, and there's like breaks in the conversation where he would respond, but he just doesn't. And then they just keep talking.
So the story is not
massive,
poor.
like MMO,
it's
like you're not a unique character vibes.
So the story is not poor; it's non-existent.
No, it's there. In fact, it's so there that you can't skip cutscenes, but you can hold X to make them move at double speed.
Oh wow! Okay.
On top of that, I ran it on a wide variety of settings, and every time I went into an interior, the lighting would go completely crazy.
Sick.
It would the lighting would macro block all over the screen whenever there was like a seam, and it would go nuts, and I could not get it to not go nuts the whole time. And then as I started to get into it and I started getting into some fights, and I'm like, there's a lot here, but it doesn't feel good to control Cliff and all the menu. Like I was fighting with menus for a lot of it. And like, granted, a lot of it, as people are pointing out, was me trying to fix graphical settings to make the game not have the lighting go nuts.
Okay.
A fair amount of it was stuff like, how do I equip this thing? Oh, I have to hold right on the D-pad, and then I have to move the right analog stick on the radial over here, and then I have to hit R2 to switch it to be active, so that when the helmet is on, it opens a menu when I activated it, and then I have to go and click it's
Jesus. Okay.
There's a lot. It controls very bad, and the story is very bad. And apparently, according to an insider, one of the things that one of the reasons the story is like that is because the story was only written like 3 months ago.
Oh my God, what?
Like it was like,
wait, but the game existed.
Like that's why there was no cut. That's why there were no trailers that had story elements in them up until very, very recently.
So they just built the MMO again, and then
supposedly,
oh wow,
everybody was kind of off doing their own things, making their own systems.
And if that's how they made their last game, and they like it makes sense to believe that, like, yeah, they kind of just built this out the same way, and that is the lowest priority thing versus, hey, is the cooking
Now,
system in? Yes, it is. All right.
so I'm seeing some confusion in chat because people are saying the keyboard controls got improved, but controller improvements are coming soon. When I say that Cliff controls quite poorly and he's super heavy, and people go, but they patched it, does that mean if I load the game up right now on the podcast and try and spin my guy in a little circle, he'll be a lot more responsive? Because I somehow doubt that.
I did see people talking about there being like an early patch that addressed a bunch of people's concerns.
Oh, the first patch that I read through the notes, there was a lot there.
Okay.
There was a lot there. And they're also like speed patching it. So like one of the things I saw in the pre-release review period was people complaining that a bunch of the quests had no dialogue or any indication that you would have to go somewhere. You would have to open up the quest log to figure out where you needed to go. And then when I played it on launch day, there would be fucking tickers at the bottom of the screen that said, hey, go talk to the guy outside and shit like that. There is something I'm a little confused about, and maybe I'm just too old. Like I look over and I see a gentleman who I won't name, but it says they probably didn't patch it to fix your absurdly specific circumstances. No. That feels like a very like personally invested, like butt hurt, pussy falling off emotion. Like me going, I really don't like how I felt the controls were very heavy. And people go, well, that's because you're like, bro, it's a video game. What do you want from me?
That is the least charitable interpretation of what you're saying, I think.
Like when I don't get it. There are people that attach themselves to this game very strongly right away. Which is weird because it's like I don't think these are Black Desert fans.
Which are far and few in between. That's like my whole thing. Yeah. What I can say, I guess, is what I'm curious about is in Black Desert, you could like do combo. There's like juggling and
you can do
stuff.
combo here.
Here,
like there's a fist fighting system, and you can do RKOs.
Like this seems more of like deal with the mob, cast magic, etc. stuff. But it does look like at least some of those big boss fights are kind of like Soulsy in that there's like a big, huge arena and one thing coming at you and you go in. Have you done a couple of those and like are those delivering at all? Or?
I did not get to that. No.
Okay.
I did a lot of wandering around and did a lot of fighting. I wish the fighting was more responsive. Overall, like my takeaway is like this seems like a kind of game to come back to in like 2 years.
Okay.
When they've just like absolutely done 2 full more years of development on it.
Okay. Yeah.
And the story is probably going to still be awful. But I don't know. Maybe this is a bit of an aside, but like there's Crimson Desert and then there's like Marathon that happened. And I'm like, I feel like it's getting more and more intense when like a AAA game comes out and you go, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really feel like it, but you don't actually go in on it or hate on it at all. And people just lose their fucking minds. Like that's actually happening like more and more and more.
I mean, look, man, if people paid their $70 or $60 and, you know, and like now you're invested and here you go, you're down the road on this one. And well, no, if they're enjoying it, they're enjoying it. But if what you're saying makes sense and is, you know.
Well, here's the thing. If they were enjoying it, why would they be mad about me like being like mid on it?
Because
like after my Crimson Desert stream, I loaded up Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning for a compare and contrast. And I was like, ooh, normal menus, clear directions, good performance.
Well, the answer is because I've put my fucking Yankees hat on now, right? And you're coming at me. So it's kind of what it is there. Look, I will say too that like the stuff about this that seems the least MMO-ish are those crazy looking boss fights and flying through the air and rider kicking and swinging and going nuts. You know, that's all distinctly very much not MMO-y. But
it also got caught with a bunch of AI shit all over it.
Oh yeah, of course. That is there's that.
Which I was profoundly unsurprised.
So
when I was talking about the story, when I was going through one of the cutscenes when I was going through one of the cutscenes, I was like, this whole cutscene feels like it got written by ChatGPT.
oh boy.
Like written, like the storyline.
So here's what fucking sucks about how that got handled too, right? Because like, yeah, people found these assets that were AI generated, and then came the response where Pearl Abyss was like, these were made for pre-release, prototyping, and were not meant to be in the final build, yada yada, right? And so it's like,
I've seen some of them. They're like hideous and god awful, and like they definitely don't look like they were supposed to be in there.
I saw a horse with like 3 fucking legs behind it or whatever, like some weird shit on like an old.
Yeah, that
painting.
horse one's probably the worst.
The horse one looks so stupid. So what sucks is now it's like between their answer and previous ones are like, okay, so now the template has been laid down, right?
Yeah, Expedition 33 absolutely set up the game plan for everybody else.
Every answer is clear from this point forward. It is, we used it for prototyping, not for final release. It was not.
And we
meant
used
to be
it a
seen.
long time ago because the game's been in development for 6 years before we knew it was bad.
People were never meant to see this asset, And
so whether or not that's accurate or not, that's gonna keep. That's gonna feel like a rock solid ironclad excuse for at least 2 or 3 more years.
We've laid the gauntlet down, and we have a framework to talk about. Oh, you caught our AI assets. I mean, this is a little bit of technically, this is a little bit of Rockstar's as well with the hot coffee back in the day.
Yeah,
it's like, there it is. No, but you weren't meant to see that. Yeah, but there it is though. But I'm now just wondering, like, do we hit do we flip the counter? Do we keep track now? Where how many times is this going to be the excuse that's used right off?
Oh,
right
it's
out
going
of the
to
gate?
be the excuse every single time.
It feels like it. It feels like it. We now have a template in place, which can also be AI filled, mind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, overall, it's fucking super weird and it controls very poorly, but there is a lot of stuff. Even from my limited time with it, I could say that Crimson Desert is just like a fucking chock full of oodles of fucking shit. It needs more time in the oven. It needs a fairly significantly more amount of time in the oven.
So this is all, I guess, not surprising, because when I think about how, again, from the impressions I got, and then afterwards when people tell me about Black Desert, there were problems, and that continued to exist there. And so I don't know that, like, the amount of attention that kind of came towards this, there was a lot of buildup and promise that I don't know that were ever demonstrated that they could deliver on it. Certainly, it got kind of like lifted into I guess a bigger, onto a larger stage. But what they previously made still exists in the state that it did, right? So
yeah, it has a extremely large map and it looks very pretty.
There's a whole lot of running through big forests, and
it feels very uncohesive, right? Like it really does feel like a bunch of people were working on their own little bits and pieces together with no cohesive vision. And some of those bits and pieces are cool. Like the combat system has a lot of cool stuff in it.
Yeah. Which, again, that's kind of what I saw with the last thing, But someone's like, what if you could play a shitty game forever? It's like, okay.
I saw a really fascinating...
There's a writer kick in there. Look, that's cool,
I saw a really fascinating breakdown between Paul Tassie's review and Will Borger's review. And they basically came down to... is a game really good for you if there's more stuff in it?
Only if it's directed by Masahiro Sakurai.
Right. So like my mental idea was like, what if it had no sauce, but it had every ingredient you've ever heard of in a bowl, but no sauce?
Yeah. But it's all in there, and it just can't use them
it's
together.
all in there.
Yeah. No, I'm like, if it's Sakurai, then yes, because what he's putting in will add value and be like extra that you didn't ask for, but it's still like, holy shit, I can't believe how much I'm
Mhm.
getting out of this, and it's an enjoyable experience. Um, and one of my earliest memories of like, holy shit, I can't believe this game has more, and why it's one of my favorites of all time, is Kirby Superstar back in the day. That
Yeah.
just never quit. It never quit. You beat another thing, and it's like, here's more. So contextually, that can be good, but by modern standards, that's not usually what this means, right?
Mhm.
Fortnite has everything in it.
So there's a really excellent post that I'm looking at, which is that 3 hours for a 200-hour plus game is a hard take. I wish it was faster to onboard, but 3 hours isn't telling you anything. I would normally agree, except if I'm talking about controls that don't change, those controls aren't going to change, right? Like that's my personal big gripe is the way the game feels to play doesn't make me happy. Unless and then I get into the same stupid conversation I get into for like literally 100 different times, which is, are the controls going to change? No, but okay, but I'm talking about the controls.
Another
So what
question.
I will be doing is probably every month checking in on the new fucking Crimson Desert patch
Okay.
to see if they make the character more responsive to control
The,
or
the,
have the lighting act a little bit better.
the other question is like, does this game do things better than other games, or does this make you want to go play other games when you play it?
It made me want to play Kingdom Hearts.
Right. Or
Which I went in the complete opposite direction
yeah.
of extremely, extremely, extremely small areas with very responsive controls.
So that answers my first question as to like, how did that come about?
So I'll tell you how that came about. One was I was planning to play a bunch of Crimson Desert, and then I decided that I didn't want to, which happens sometimes. Oh, I just unplugged myself. On top of that, I have wanted to do Kingdom Hearts streams since before we moved to BC. However, there was a stop on that, and that stop was that my darling wife was like, Pat, we're moving to BC. You can't play Kingdom Hearts right now. What if the curse? And then it was, Pat, no, I'm pregnant. You can't play Kingdom Hearts right now. What about the curse?
What about the curse?
And I was like, Pat, we have a new child. What if you play Kingdom Hearts and the curse? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I was like, fuck it. And she was like, okay.
Okay.
And because curses aren't real.
Yeah.
And the title of the stream that I'm doing is that I don't fear any curse and that I will live forever.
Okay. Yep.
Which she did not want me to put the title being I'm going to live forever.
Nah, bait that shit. Let's go.
But yeah, no. Come at me, ghosts. I don't care.
Tempt fate and then Nord it.
So I load up Kingdom Hearts. Guess what? That first session, super cursed. like cursed like a motherfucker. Like just absolutely crazy. I was in the pre-stream just chit-chatting, and my Windows audio codec bugged out, and I lost all audio from every source.
Amazing.
And I was like, this is literally the first time I've ever had this bug happen in my life. Had to turn the stream off, restart the computer. Okay. That wasn't super good.
These are the new ports?
Yeah, these are the new ports. Okay. Start playing the new port on PC. Okay. It's the cutscenes look really bad because they're in 30 FPS and I'm running at 140 FPS, but okay. Play for about 2 hours, lose the fight to Squall, walk into a save point, game crashes inside the save point.
Oh, man. Okay.
One of one of the most debilitating, scary type of crashes I've ever seen. I was inside the save point and I hit the button to turn on the save point and the game just bam to desktop instantly. Okay, fuck it. Download the PlayStation 4 version.
Wow.
I have the collection there as well. Let's just immediately redo everything I just fucking did. Great.
Return the
and
slab,
from
bro.
that onwards,
return the
no
slab.
curse.
Okay. And I also saw that like you fucking hammered the shit out of it.
Yeah,
I think I saw 9
as
parts.
of last night, I have passed where you and Matt were in the LP in 2 streams.
Okay, yeah, you did like 15 hours or so.
I did 18
hours. Yeah,
something like that.
Okay.
Maybe 17. I did a bunch. I did a bunch of Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I will say that is definitely a bin behind glass over here for me as well. At some point, I was definitely wondering, when to pull that. Still got some other shorter things, but I'm going to at some point revisit that as well. But
so the trick is, by the way, the game's actually pretty short if you stream it in 10-hour bursts.
Yeah, that's not possible, especially with the co-host. It's just completely not possible at all.
It totally is.
Like I saw the fucking, the 18 or whatever. I'm like, this. I refuse to be compared to the shit you do, man. I refuse. That's crazy. I completely can't do that.
Yeah, you can. It's easy.
My God. But anyway, at some point I'm gonna have to go figure out what the fuck is happening in this franchise, because you are revisiting, but you have already played all of them. Right?
Okay, so I'm half revisiting, half not. Right. So I played Kingdom Hearts, the original game, back in 2003 or 2004, whenever the year came out. And then I played Kingdom Hearts 2 the year it came out. And that is it.
Okay.
And I played a couple hours of Birth by Sleep.
Okay, but not 3.
The year it came out. So 20-ish years ago.
Okay.
I played the not final mix version. So loading up Kingdom Hearts 1 now. They fixed the camera considerably, though the camera's still pretty bad. The final mix stuff is actually a much bigger deal than I originally thought it was, because I thought it was just like, oh, there's some new super bosses or there's this and that. They actually like totally redid the entire leveling structure of the game and added like a ton of finishers and abilities that just didn't exist that make the game a lot more interesting to play and replay. Okay,
so it's like a big Royale or Fest style update.
Yeah, it's the final mix is the re-release that has all the new shit in it. Right. Man, Kingdom Hearts 1 is fucking awesome. Sora's design looks like shit. And a bunch of the boss fights are complete garbage.
I can't see it anymore. It's been.
What do you mean?
Like, I can't, the whole, it's too much a part of internet culture and the zippers and the thing, and like I can't objectively see the design like with fresh eyes anymore. Is that like, it's just too.
Which one? Because there's a bunch of different ones.
Okay, I'm thinking of the Sora from the first game with that the
with red and the big gigantic yellow shoes
and the big Disney shoes. Yeah.
No, he looks fucking shit. He looks awful. He looks like a knockoff Mickey Mouse Cloud cosplayer. Like in the second game, he starts wearing black and he's taller and he's better proportioned, and it's like a night and day difference. It's like when Gon fucking takes his shirt off.
Well, they also go. That's also where the series is. I guess is starting to like, the teenagers are getting a little older, so
Yeah,
it's getting a little darker, and we're approaching that parking lot, right?
absolutely. Yeah, the Kingdom Hearts 2 design onwards is pretty good, but that first one looks like fucking shit. It's bad. And then I'm playing through a bunch of these boss fights, and it's like, granted, I'm playing on proud mode. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. So the game is,
Yeah,
and I'm playing with the XP curve set to dead of night. Um,
I don't know if I'll have to see, but I feel like I might want my dumb, goofy, cartoony Disney shit more than I want my leather X-Men outfits. You
oh no,
know?
he's not wearing leather. He's wearing like a same version of the same outfit. It's just black and yellow, and he's taller.
Yeah, and I do feel like by the time I saw the stuff from 3, he just looks like a real person. You
Yeah.
know? But I also I'm
Um,
also the person who thought that like Cloud with the cape and the bandage on the Buster Sword was cooler
he,
than the Advent
he
Children
looks
Cloud,
awesome. He
you
looks
know.
awesome.
And then they fucking went with the other design, and it was like, oh, you fucked up because you had the coolest Cloud.
Well, so they wanted Vincent in that game, but they couldn't get him in for whatever reason. So they just made Cloud into Vincent.
Okay,
Like
okay,
that's literally why he looks like
that's the
that.
compromise. Okay, I see.
So yeah, no, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, which is called Proud. And the reason why I'm playing on the hardest difficulty is that I play Devil May Cry games. I can do it. But the other thing is that playing on the hardest difficulty means that you don't have to do mini games to get the secret endings. There's always the secret ending, and some of them have the secret ending, which is the cutscene that shows off the next game. And in order to get those on normal mode, you have to do like every journal entry, get all the Dalmatians,
Collect a
do
bunch of
every
shit.
mini game with a high
Okay,
score. And if you do it on the hardest difficulty, the only thing you need to do is beat it.
okay, and they just give you the rest free. Okay.
Yeah. So I remember when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out and people were playing it on normal mode instead of proud mode. And they're like, it is unironically easier to get the ending on proud mode because one of the mini games is so hard
Yeah.
that
Well,
it's harder than the hardest boss on proud
well,
mode.
beating a hard boss that's really like that does a fuck ton of damage and is very difficult is at least more engaging than collecting shit.
Yeah.
Like fuck that.
And I'm also playing, you can choose your XP curve in KH1, which is very not clear at all. You answer a bunch of questions from Selphie and Tidus and Waka, and they tell you that your journey is going to start at dawn or midday or in the dead of night. And what that means is, do you want to level up fast until you hit level 40? Do you want a smooth XP curve, or do you want to level up fast after you hit level 40?
Right.
Um,
Okay.
so what that means is that if you do that, and you put on the hardest difficulty, the game has a dramatic inverted
Difficulty
difficulty
climb.
scale,
Mm-hmm.
where the hardest part of the game is like the
The
first 3
beginning.
hours, and the second hardest part of the game is the 3 hours after that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I don't know that other games have a choice like that, but I know that Devil May Cry games, when you don't have your full move set, are harder to
mhm.
style with, and also you are limited and you are weaker. It's difficult, you know.
So Kingdom Hearts 2 onwards has like I think it's beginner, normal, proud, and then critical. I was looking up critical, and it is the most interesting difficulty I have ever seen. It slows down experience growth. Everybody does more damage to you. You do more damage, and you gain less health as you level up. Like the statistics aspect of the game are diminished. You start with like end game levels of action points and a bunch of action game abilities. And
Oh,
it's like, do you want to play Kingdom Hearts 2 like it's fucking Devil May Cry?
huh. Interesting. But like the punishment for fucking up is
But
humongous.
it's a hard action game now.
Right. Interesting. Okay, that's fun balancing. Yeah. I
I'm
was gonna.
definitely going to play that. If hold on. If I were to continue playing the Kingdom Hearts series in the future, which I may or may not do, I don't know, who can say. I would play it on critical in the future.
I
Like every single second I was playing Kingdom Hearts 1, somebody would come in and go, "Why are you playing Kingdom Hearts 1? And are you going to play the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC?"
mhm.
And I'm like, that is 12 and a half games.
Is there a? I guess I would imagine like everything with a fucking premier franchise like this, there's a consensus on like this is the mode, this is the experience curve that.
You know, it's Kingdom Hearts 2. Every single part, every single person has the consensus is, hey, which one's the best one is Kingdom
No, no,
Hearts
no.
2.
I mean, when you're talking about the different experience curves, for one, that like
Oh
there is
yeah,
an
so
agreement
that
on
was
the
funny
way to
because I
approach
was
it.
I got a donation that warned me not to play Proud Mode because it was too hard, and that caused me to play Proud Mode because it's not. I'm a big man. I'm a big man. And I can do it.
Um, so is this like a Switch versus set in Pokemon type thing,
I
or
don't know what that means. I actually have no idea what that means.
you can choose between two rule sets in Pokemon, whether you can switch when somebody else switches, brings in their after you knock out one of the
Well,
Pokemon, or whether you're locked in place, basically.
in Kingdom Hearts 1, it's literally just Proud Mode is like twice as hard. Like it's explicitly numerical.
So I'm talking about the curves, the XP curve stuff.
Oh yeah, no. So the curves is, do you want to coast through the game to level 40 and get to level 40 super early, and that's probably enough to beat most of the game? Do you want to have a more normal curve, or do you want to do Dead of Night, because Dead of Night means that the beginning will be harder, but then you'll be able to rapidly get up to cap so you can go fight super bosses.
Right. And so I'm saying like, is there an opinion on which of those you ought to be doing?
If you are going to hit level 100, starting on the slow XP curve is advantageous because you end up saving a bunch of experience in the long run.
Okay. If you're just going to hit that minimum
Because
threshold each time.
The level cap's 100 and the break point is at level 40. So faster from 40 to 100 is more valuable than faster than 1 to 40.
And
if you're going to hit level 100.
And is grinding involved? I forget if the game.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So the natural curve of going through things without grinding is not going to bring you near that.
Up to 100. No.
Yeah.
So Kingdom Hearts 1 does something that the other games I don't think they do, and it's really nice, which is one of the harder things that you can do is you can go do the Olympus Coliseum cups, where you run through an enemy gauntlet and then usually a pretty tough boss at the end. So I'm fighting the Pegasus Cup and it's quite difficult, but you get to keep all the experience you earn in there. So I failed the Pegasus Cup like 10 times in a row, and every single time I did it, I got a level.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to just keep throwing myself at the Pegasus Cup until I win.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
In general, hey, Kingdom Hearts is a 22-year-old game. It's still fucking super surreal seeing Cloud and Goofy hang out, man. It's so fucking nuts. It also, in terms of streaming it, I get to have moments where I'm like, man, I fucking love Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's great. I want to hug him. And then everyone's like, I also want to hug Winnie the Pooh.
I feel like that feeling has inherently changed, though, now that Disney is like a buyout Katamari.
Absolutely. It has changed. It has changed very significantly, to the point where if there's a Kingdom Hearts 4, which they said there'll be, I expect to hang out with Iron Man and fight Darth Vader as a boss fight.
Exactly.
And if I don't, I'm like, what the actual fuck are you people doing?
Like, Disney used to mean the mouse and the theme park, and now in my brain, it's the container for media. You know, it's a giant folder. Okay.
It's also a fucking super solid action game.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's an action RPG. It's definitely more action than it is RPG.
That I was surprised from playing that beginning of it. Just like, oh, you're swinging buttons, you're flying around, you're doing air combos, and you're basically psycho crushing from enemy to enemy, and
absolutely,
you know.
And it has a voice cast that I'm like, wow, You guys really, really, absolutely fucking swung for it on this voice cast.
Lance Bass and Haley Joel
Lance
Osment.
Bass, Billy Zane, almost every Disney villain reprising their role, including like Maleficent and Jafar and Ursula. Just absolutely. And Haley Joel Osment as fucking Sora.
Wild.
James Woods took time out from hassling girls at his local high school to come voice Hades again, where he does a really good job. And then later on in the series, you get like Christopher Lee and Mark Hamill and Leonard Nimoy.
Christopher Lee's in there? Cool.
Oh, yeah. You know who Christopher Lee plays? An evil sounding ass old man.
I was trying to think of a character I knew, but maybe I guess someone
You
I
would
don't.
not. He's only in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, okay. Is it the
And
old?
you'll hear him and you're like, oh, that guy sounds like Dracula.
Is it the old man that's a part of Organization 13?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know what he looks like.
His name is Diz.
Sure.
It's like, do you get it? Do you get it, bro? Do you get it?
Is there an X in there or?
No, man.
Okay, all right.
Just Diz. Yeah, no, Kingdom Hearts 1's fucking great. And very eager to get to those super bosses. Though it's also one of those games where if you've played the sequel, you can be like, wow, they didn't know how to improve this shit at all, so they just cut it. Right? Like these swimming controls, not good. Cut it.
Mm-hmm. The gummy ship?
The gummy ship is probably like the most improved thing, where in the first game it's just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, they just do like a proper Star Fox clone.
Right.
And it's a massive improvement. Never played Chain of Memories. Apparently there's cards in that game.
Yeah, the fucking Game Boy Advance card game thing. Yes, that is a card game. That thing. I did.
Luckily
look at that
for
a
human
second.
beings, if you wanted to play that, the collection that all these Kingdom Hearts games are on has the PS2 re-release of Chain of Memories called Re-Chain of Memories, where they completely remade that game into a PS2 game.
Yeah, it's so weird to imagine porting a Game Boy thing or just a Nintendo thing out and it not being on one of those platforms, you know?
Yeah.
But it also has critical plot that needs to be learned.
Crazy critical plot.
You must play the Game Boy Advance game.
So that game is so strange. It's also like it's a game that would have made more sense to not exist on the PS2, because Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is, I forgot about Kingdom Hearts 1. Let's do Kingdom Hearts 1 again. Like literally. But yeah, cards, weird. The other goofy thing is that Re-Chain of Memories is it looks like Kingdom Hearts 1, but it's in the Kingdom Hearts 2 engine. And you can tell.
Oh, okay.
You can tell that it's the old Sora model stapled on to like new Sora.
Using that, okay. Oh, well, at some point that glass will break. That is a curiosity I have to, an itch I have to scratch.
I think probably the goofiest thing that I was informed of when I was playing through KH1 at Final Mix on the PS4 remaster is that they lost Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, and that this game is a from scratch recreation.
God damn
with
it,
like
man.
the audio.
I hate that.
And I'm like,
so
if
much.
someone had not told me that, I would never have been able to tell, because it's perfect.
That's so upsetting.
It's absolutely perfect.
The idea that fucking shit code can be lost and there's just like, sorry, we don't know where we put it. Our pre-mastering shat it into a corner somewhere.
They had the goddamn audio, I guess.
I mean,
that's what happened with Final Fantasy X as well.
Well,
You
look,
notice how FF10 looks kind of weird in its remaster?
they have to
it's a
redo
completely
it.
new FF10 made from scratch.
So that's the thing is, like, if you're like Blue Point style, you can take an existing game released and grab the assets to the best of your ability from the closed compiled thing.
You have all the time in the world to do that in the unemployment line.
Yeah. Prior to that shit shutting down, being told to remake a game where you don't have the files for it, or you just got the closed final release and you've got to pull what you can. And
they invented a bunch of technology for themselves to rip shit out of PlayStation 2 games.
That's a possibility. So, like, that is a thing, but it's still just insane for production to, like, not preserve that shit. And it's not the old days of, like, oh, we literally have a limited amount of space on our like, I want to say, like, in the Super Nintendo and Genesis days, it was like, no, we need this precious space to develop our game for next year, because we're also making so many games and whatever that we have to, like, there's no way to save this, we can't afford it. But everything about that era of just like, I don't know, it was on a burnt disc somewhere, now it's gone, who fucking knows. It's just madness.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Cool.
But so it was one of those things where I came off as like, I wish there were more games that fit the Kingdom Hearts template, like this type of action RPG.
The gameplay.
But that is the same lamentation of, man, I wish there were some more cool action games.
Sure.
Ironically enough, the closest thing to Kingdom Hearts 4 and 5 are FF7 Remake and FF7 Rebirth.
I was about to say, when I think about the type of game
where
you
jump, but it does
you do a bunch
similarly.
of action real time and then occasionally slow down to cast. That's just FF7R. Yeah. I can't think of anything else that, like, gets as tight as or as close as that, Cool. All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep trucking on that. I'm probably gonna have that wrapped up by the end of the week.
Are you
I'm probably gonna just blow through that shit by the end of the week.
And these were the Crimson Desert hours that were set aside to go heavy.
No, what happened is that these were going to be normal Crimson Desert hours. They're going to be like, we'll do it. And then I started the stream and I was like, oh, there's a lot of people here.
Okay.
I should just keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, hey, I was texting the wife and I'm like, hey, wife, there's a lot of people here. Should I keep going? She's like, of course you fucking should. I'm like, okay. That's how that happened.
That makes perfect sense. I understand.
Also, I'm having a blast playing it. It's Proud is hard. Like, and the idea that later games turn even further into, like, just character action games with Goofy and Donald is definitely a huge appeal.
The groundwork for FF16 was laid out years ago.
No. I said FF7R played like this. FF16 plays nothing like Kingdom Hearts.
No. What I'm saying is the decision to make this game not a turn-based classic Final Fantasy style game. Right. There was a choice that was made early on to not make this a, line up your party, and you've got a party of 3 sitting there, but they're not casting one by one,
Bro, FF16 like wishes it was more like Kingdom Hearts, man. That would be such a massive fucking improvement.
Yeah, how so?
So Kingdom Hearts FF16 uses the Final Fantasy, I forget what it's called. Is it like the break system? It's where, like, you're building up like a stagger bar.
The stagger shit. Yeah, like R and 15.
And that works really well for FF13, and it works well for 7 and 7R. It does not work well for an action game like 16, because it just leads to the thing of, well, I'm gonna save every cooldown for when they're staggered because it does twice as much damage. Whereas with Kingdom Hearts, like, enemies have very cohesive tells. They have you can parry almost all of their stuff, and you have a parry and a dodge roll, and like when you hit an enemy, you've got them for one combo. You're not like softening them up to wail on them for 50 seconds. You're back and forth fighting them constantly, like it would be in like a Devil May Cry. Like, you stagger Virgil and you're like, I have 8 hits on Virgil.
And you've got your full,
before he's coming back.
I guess I just my expectations are not what you're describing when I'm going into like a game that's like Final Fantasy. My expectations are like, oh, you're leaning in at all to action? Oh, I'll take what I can get almost, So I ended up kind of like, I enjoyed it. It was not in depth at all. It didn't go to the lengths that, other action games do, certainly, but I kind of was like,
not Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 2, yes. Okay. That is a top shelf PlayStation 2 action game.
But all this to say that in the end with 16, I guess I just had like, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of had my expectations somewhat lowered for how in depth the combat would be, and I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of things I could do, and like how much. How many moves were possible while cycling through everything you had on your kit,
Yeah. So I mean, I think back on 16 and I think about how like there is a huge variety of moves and a bunch of cool things you can do. And then I figured out that all of them were less effective than just stockpiling the most boring cooldowns in the game and blowing them out on the stagger bar.
Just doing the big super.
And finding out that like by far the most effective way to play the game is the most boring way to play the game was like a big bummer.
To do the big nukes. Okay, fair enough. That's fair. It is the way to melt the bosses and life bars like crazy.
I like to optimize the way my character moves and fights and damages, but I don't want to solve it. I want to have to keep re-optimizing it the whole time through. And then when I got to 16 and you get Odin, and you're just like, nothing's gonna touch this shit.
That's fair. The reason why the enjoyment I had though was just basically like every time you hear me talk about what's an example? Recently, I was describing how Romeo is a Dead Man was a game that was very basic in what you could do, and that you could shoot, you could swing light, you could swing heavy, you could dodge, and that I wanted a little bit more to the combat, and what 16 was doing was what I'm describing, is like they could have made that a much more simple bear down list of things you could do with each icon, but having a move list and having a lot of different things, combat options, was like, oh, thank you. It's nice that I can do this in this game, as opposed to not at all. You pull out an icon for one big spell cast and then it goes away, type of thing.
If you want a Final Fantasy game that has really excellent action combat, that you have like a bunch of different options, your best option is to play Stranger of Paradise.
Yes.